Okay, my project is on affordable housing. So the problem is that there is not enough affordable housing in the US. Home prices are rising at twice the rate of wage growth. 11 million Americans spend more than half their paycheck on rent, and the average rental prices have increased by 18% just in the past 5 years. So this is also a problem that affects all demographics: the elderly, Black people, white people, Hispanics. Um, and it is a urban and rural problem. One fourth of rural counties in the U.S. spend at least half their income on housing. So the benefits that come with affordable housing are improved in physical, mental health, access to healthcare, nutritious foods, and it can help people save up money to buy their own homes. The first policy option I'm looking at is the low income housing tax credit. So, this is a tax credit that helps private developers build low income homes. This comes in a 4% or a 9% tax credit. And this is important because without incentives like tax credits, these projects won't be built because they don't generate enough revenue on their own. The target population that's being helped here is more rural areas because it benefits areas where there's a low cost of land and the lowest socioeconomic status group. Policy option two is choice neighborhoods. So, this is a grant program that gives local governments resources to transform their communities. It's a more comprehensive approach that um, funds the building of public housing as well as schools, public service projects, transportation, and access to jobs. The target population that's being helped here are neighborhoods that have at least 40% of the residents below the federal poverty line. So as we compare to the two policies, the LIHTC costs around $9 billion a year. The pros, though, are that there's an increased amount of affordable homes overall, and it uses private sector businesses, and it directly addresses low income communities and directly addresses housing. The cons are that um, some part of the subsidies don't go directly to the creation of new homes. There are a lot of complex regulations. Projects tend to take place in segregated communities, um, and maintaining the affordability of the homes is challenging after the compliance period, which is 30 years. The Choice Neighborhoods program, on the other hand, costs about $150 million. The pros is that the money is put toward what is best for the local community and tailored toward local needs, um, and emphasizes creating um, a strong community and a strong bond through education and other resources that will be used as a catalyst for neighborhood change. The con is that it doesn't directly address housing, and some people argue that it only benefits cities or benefits them more than rural communities. So the winner that I chose was Choice Neighborhoods. Overall, there's a lot of less red tape and complexities than the LIHTC, um, which often is associated with project costs and delays. It costs less overall, and it has been proven to help low income communities address important problems such as education um, and job loss. And um, this approach understands that housing is a more complex problem. It is not just whether or not a house is affordable for a low income family. There are a lot of other aspects that contribute to a low income family being a low income family, such as being around poor schools, there being poor health conditions, there's high unemployment, there's no infrastructure. Um, so, this approach ultimately looks at the neighborhood as a whole to build it up and uses it as a catalyst for change and has been proven to help many other communities. One of the very first communities has been Seattle, which benefited a lot in their with their education system. So yeah, that is my winner.